Okay, back up in here with another one. Yeah, another one. And today, we're looking at delete occurrences of an element if it occurs more than n times. It is Codewars.com. It is Java today. Java. Important. Not doing Python today. So we're going to do a Java exercise from Codewars. Let's dive in here with the explanation. You look at this explanation, it's got an annoying backstory. And it actually has no relevance to the actual problem. So I just skip over the backstory and start with task, because this actually tells you what you're going to do. Given a list and a number, create a new list that contains each number of list at most n times without reordering. For example, if the input number is 2 and the input list is what that list is, you're going to take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, drop the next 1, 2, since this would lead to 1 and 2 being in the result 3 times, then take 3, which leads to what it shows you. Let me explain this one here. The point of the assignment is that you're going to be given, in Java, you're going to be given an array and a number. And what you have to do is ensure that each value in the array occurs no more than n times, n being the number that you're given. In this case, we want to ensure that no value in this array occurs more than 2 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to go along, and for any occurrences greater than 2, we're going to get rid of them. So if we go here, we have one occurrence of each, 1, 2, 3. Then we have one more occurrence of 1. That's okay because 2 is the max. Another occurrence of 2. That's okay because 2 is the max. Then we have a third occurrence of 1. We've got to kill that because there's a max of 2. We have a third occurrence of 2. Got to kill that. Then we have a third occurrence of 3. So it ends up being, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Actually, no, because the 3 is okay. Yeah, there is only one occurrence. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which is this down here. Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, if it occurs more than the integer given, you gotta get rid of it. So yeah, it says delete occurrences if it occurs more than n times, n being that max of occurrences. Let's look at another example here. It's actually right here, so you can see it. With this array down here, the number given is a 1. So no value can occur more than 1 time. So we look here, 20, 37, 20, 20, that's another occurrence. Knock that out. 21, that's the first occurrence. So you're going to end up with 20, 37, 21, knocking out that second occurrence of 20. So we will be given an array and have to go through the values, and if any values occur more than n or max occurrence size or times, you're going to get rid of it in your destination array, or however you're going to do it. That is the objective here. So I'm going to clear stuff and I'm going to get my coding area ready. Given the large type we got here, I'm just going to expand out the code, and hopefully you guys got a good idea of what we need to do here. I guess I'll just throw up a comment. I'll say delete occurrences more than n times. That's the whole objective. You go through and for values that occur more than n times, you get rid of the ones that occur more than n times. Yeah. And here in this method, n is actually this integer max occurrences. Elements is going to be the array that you get with the values. Max occurrences will be n, which will be the threshold of the maximum number of occurrences of each value. So, so really what I got to do is I need a way to find the occurrences of a value in an array, or maybe an array list, which I think I'll end up using an array list. But I myself don't know of a convenience method in Java to find the number of occurrences of a value in an array list or an array. So I'm just going to make one. Maybe one exists, but I don't know. So I guess given my limited scope of Java stuff, I'm just going to create one because it's not going to take that long. So I'm going to create my own method to count the number of occurrences of a value, because I'm going to use that as part of this so I can determine if the number of occurrences hits a max. And I'm going to create, how'd that go happen? I'm going to count the occurrences, and I'm going to do an array list because I'm going to use an array list as an intermediary data type. I'm going to return an array, but while I'm getting my stuff together, I'm going to use an array list because I don't know how many numbers I'm going to be dealing with. Because I don't know how many numbers I'm going to be dealing with, I can't really create an array because I don't know the size of the array right now. So I'm going to use an array list, and I'm going to use have an integer n as a parameter, because n is going to be the value that I'm going to supply. Like if I want to find out how many 3s are in my array list, I'm going to supply a 3 here. So you have to count the occurrences of a certain thing. All right, whip this up really quickly. Get this train moving. So if the current element equals n, I'm going to increase the count. All right, and then once the loop is over, I'm going to return the count, because that'll be how many I got. I think that's good. Yep. So now going into my main method here. And in this method, I'm going to do the actual determination. I'm going to create an array list first, because my method is going to be to, I'll make a little comment here. I'm going to copy over values to an array list until the values count. Let's say value counts hit threshold. That threshold being max occurrences. So I'm going to copy over values, and then I'm going to, as I copy over, I'm going to get a count of the values in the array list using this function. And as long as the count is below my threshold, I'm going to keep copying over. If it's greater or equal to the threshold, I'm not going to copy it. And this is going to ensure a solution because, well, because of what I just said. Remind it. Don't need to repeat myself too many times. Roger that. All right. Create the array list to hold my kind of intermediate data. I call it like destination. And I do have to import Java util at the top. Looks like I am already. Okay, cool. Had that taken care of. All right. I'm going to loop through the original array. And as I loop through the original array, I'm going to do my copying or potential copying over to the array list. I'm going to say if I'm going to be using my use my method up here. I'm going to get the count in my array list of the value. So I'm going to say if this value is less than, if the number of occurrences of this value in my array list is less than the max occurrences, I'm going to go ahead and do another copy. So if it's less than max occurrences, then I am clear to do a copy over. The copy over is going to be via the add method for array lists. Copy that over, and once this loop is done, I'm going to have my proper number of values in my array list. Now the array list has to be converted to an array. And I know there's a method to do this. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to do it the longer way. So I'm going to create an array. The array is going to be the size of my array list. So now I have a size for my array because I've got all my items together. And then I'm going to loop through my array list using I once more. I is getting a hell of a lot of use in this code. All right. And then inside this loop, I'm going to place the values of my array list into the array because this method requires the returning of an array. So I'm going to honor that guideline. Index I equals, and I'm going to get the value from the array list. And that is pretty much that. Once I've got my values in my array, I can return my array. And this array is going to have all my values that are the number of occurrences of these values will not be greater than max occurrences. So that's kind of how it wraps up. Let's see if I've made any mistakes. So I'm going to contract my interface and then run this code. See what we got. All right, passes the initial tests. Passes the full tests. That's good. So I think I did a good job. So now I'm going to re-expand it so you can see the completed code there. So here we go here. I created a method to do the counting of the occurrences. And if anybody out there has some kind of library method out there that exists that you can tell me that counts instances of a value in an array or array list, let me know. Maybe I'm just blanking on it, but can't think of it right now, so I just decided to create one. So I got that. And then my main idea method here is, array list, loop through, copy over, unless I've hit the threshold of a value. Then I convert to an array, and I return the array. There we go, there we go. So there is your code for this. And that brings this one to an end. So have a good day, have a good week, have a good life. I'm out of here. See y'all later.